Look at my thing that I got.
You did a great job winning him.
You mean Mommy did?
Shh, we won't tell anyone. Hey everybody, Belle and Jay's dad here. We are at one of our most favorite little tiny parks tucked away in the mountains of Pennsylvania. And we hope you enjoy this video. We're gonna show you the ins and outs of a park that is less than a half hour away from our house, that we come to all the time and even have a little bit of history with. So, what's up, Jake?
If you don't know what this park is, it's Knoebels.
That's right. We are here at Knoebels Amusement Resort in Ellisburg, Pennsylvania. So one thing about the parking lot here at Knoebels, it is almost all grass and gravel. It is not macadam. So if you or a loved one has issues walking through grass or gravel, has a wheelchair that might be harder to push, or has a walker that might be harder to get through this, they do have a tram system that will come around and pick you up. But it may be a little bit of a walk through the grass and the gravel to get there. And as you can tell, it can be a far walk, because all the way out there by that barn, they will park you. So that's something to keep in mind when you're here at the park. If you don't want to spend a lot of money while eating food in the park, you can bring your own food and set them on these benches that are here in the front of the park. All you do is take your bag, set it down, and make your way into the park. Everybody leaves it alone, come back, eat your lunch, and go back into the park. They also have charcoal disposal bins, so if you wanted to have a full charcoal barbecue, you can. And don't forget, this park is completely free to be able to walk into. You don't have to pay to park, and you don't have to pay to get a ticket to get in. As you come in, you'll see these brightly covered pavilions. These are the birthday pavilions. These have to be rented. You can't just utilize them throughout the day. They have to be rented. You can cater them yourself, or you can have Knoebels cater them for you. Some of the coolest things they do is you have a employee that stays with you the entire time that you are stationed here at one of these. And they also play games with the kids. And everybody who is at the party gets a free ride on the train with one of the characters. We absolutely love these. We've done these multiple times, and trust me, it's not as expensive as you think it can be, because it's Knoebels. Knoebels really helps you alleviate a lot of costs with things like letting you bring your own food, bring your own drinks, cater it yourself, and not have to really rack up the price with the amount of people that you can have here. But I absolutely love that no matter what, if you rent this pavilion, everybody who comes to the party gets a free ride on the train with a character. Oh man, I absolutely love this. Knoebels security, making sure everybody is safe and doing the right thing. Right, Mr. Bear? Good job wearing that mask. Absolutely love it. They are doing a great job. Not you, puppy. You being a bad boy. Put your mask on. Here at the Lost and Found station, located across from Knoebels security on your way in from the parking lot, they have a mother's nursing station right inside that door. They are single rooms. They are air conditioned. There is another one that is located on the other side of the park by the paratroopers, but this is the largest and most convenient. If you have a larger gathering, you can rent one of the pavilions like the one behind me. You can bring your own food and cater it yourself, or you could have Knoebels cater it for you. Now, because you don't pay a park admission to get in, they have two different ways that you can get on the rides. One is by getting a hand stamp, which they have a area over in the center of the park where you can get those, or you can stop at any of these small ticket booths and get a book of tickets. And remember, the tickets last forever. All the rides, like the giant wheel here, tell you exactly how much it costs per person to ride each ride if you're using tickets today. The wheel is $2.50. Right here at the beginning of the park, across from the roller coaster Impulse, is where you can get any of your electric carts, push wheelchairs, single strollers, double strollers, and wagons.
It's cute.
They're only $8.
Oh, that ain't bad. Oh, that's cute.
And it says Knoebels on it.
Yeah, I like that. Can I see it? Oh, that's really cute.
When am I
$8?
gonna get it?
Oh, I
Name
like
it.
the rainbow teddy. Okay.
Alright, come on,
You
over
have
here.
medium, small, tiny, huge.
Here in the store that you can rent the wheelchair rental is. they also have some basic necessities if you need. They have everything from Pepto-Bismol to sunscreen to pads and tampons to Advil if you need them. Knoebels is doing pretty good with COVID. They do have hand sanitizer around, and they do have a ton of signage available for you to read about what their directions are for COVID. As you can see here, they did have something that said if you are not wearing a mask, they respectfully assume that this is due to a medical condition. On the first day or two, it was really bad with nobody wearing masks, maintaining that they had a medical condition. Knoebels has since changed that and made it that if you cannot wear a mask, even for a medical condition, they respectfully ask you to stay home and keep yourself safe, as well as the other customers here at the bar. They're also making sure you wear your mask during the entirety of the ride. It doesn't matter if it is a roller coaster or not. The only areas that you can take your mask off for any reason would be to sit down to eat within the crystal pool, or if you were on a water ride. As you can tell right here, Knoebels is full of trees and foliage that'll give you a lot of area for shade. But just remember, most of the paths are made by rock and not macadam. So if you're going to wear an open-toe shoe or a flip-flop, you may be dealing with rocks in your feet all day long. Knoebels is also full of amazing artwork, like this piece behind me, which is a replica of the Iwo Jima statue. This was made by my wife's uncle, Matt Rusnak. One of the best rides and oldest that Knoebels has to offer is the carousel. It was made in 1913 and is accompanied by an organ that was made in 1888. It is one of the only carousels that still allows you to grab a brass ring from that little contraption right there. Sit on the outside horse and grab the rings, as many as you can, as you go around. When you're all done catching the brass rings, make sure you deposit them in the lion's mouth. He's hungry. Knoebels also has multiple free shows throughout the park, including the one behind me. It's a small puppet show that is played inside the lighthouse. It's really awesome too. It's fun. One of the cheaper things that you can do in Knoebels instead of riding rides is mini golf. Right now it is $4.50 for all 18 holes of miniature golf. It's right in the middle of the park, and you get to hear the carousel music in the background while you play. Absolutely love that. How tall are you? Are you almost there, Jake? Getting real close, buddy. So close.
So, oh my god. I am over his ladder.
Hi, Cosmo.
Hi, Cosmo. I'm over your ladder, dude. So you let me ride the Phoenix?
Here's where you would buy your all-day ride passes.
Come on, guys. Come on. Let's go and ride the mine.
All right, let's go. This is another free show that used to be the Once Upon a Time theater, where children would go and get props and be part of the show. Due to COVID, they now have a marionette puppet show multiple times a day. Here we are at the Black Diamond Mining Company, an indoor dark roller coaster. Don't worry, they're not big hills, but it still is fun. This was the last attraction Uncle Matt made before he passed away a few years ago. After having a stroke, he was living in a long-term care facility. He was left-handed, but Knoebels came and asked him to help them build this new ride. He taught himself how to write and draw ambidextrously so he can sit in his room and work on the ride. If you would go visit him, you would find large boards with drawings on them about this ride before he passed away.
Hey, Daddy. I know we're not at which slot, but what if our family members actually build it, part of it?
Yep.
Wait for your tickets in the bucket.
Thank you very much.
Do you have a mommy or daddy?
With Mommy.
Okay.
Me and Miss Daddy.
Okay.
With Daddy, then you're back here, bud. All right, Jake, you ready?
Yep. Are you
All right.
scared?
I'm not scared.
I'm
no.
scared of it. That's why I came to you, because I know I dare the toughest running up with me.
We're now going into Centralia, Pennsylvania. The town with the mine fire underneath it. It's still burning today. What'd you think, Jacob?
I loved it.
You loved it?
I think that guy was still over there.
You think that guy what?
In the hospital section.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never seen that.
I know, he was new, and the dinosaurs were new. I really like those. Open your door, bud. Thank you. Yeah.
I jumped when the dinosaur came out.
You jumped when the dinosaur. The dinosaur was new, wasn't it?
No, the dinosaurs are.
All the
The dinosaur's new. Like I said, Uncle Matt helped design this ride behind us, even when he was in later stages of after having a stroke. It was amazing what he came up with. He grew up in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, which is right down the road from here, which is a mining town. We're surrounded by mining towns. That's why you have the Black Diamond coal company behind us. You saw the thing about Centralia. That is a real town, and that is probably about a 20-minute drive away from here, and you can go and you can walk around and you can feel the heat coming up from underneath. I'll post a link down below, kind of giving you the history of Centralia. A little backstory: they had a strip mine. They wanted to fill it up. Every year they would put garbage in it, and then they would light the garbage on fire. Well, eventually the fire got so hot that it caught the coal that was under there on fire, and it's been burning ever since. So I'll put some history down below. You can go ahead and check that out. It's really cool. Back here in between the log flume and the coal mine ride, they have a small museum. Not only does it give you a little bit of a insight to the anthracite mining of the area, but it has some Knoebels history. Let's go check it out. Now, like I said, this is a small museum about Knoebels, which would be straight back this way, or about anthracite history, which is over in this area. Including a dinosaur. Roar. Gives you an insight onto who the Breaker Boys are. If you don't know, young children as young as 8 or 9 would go in and work. And they'd work in the mines, and they would pick the junk coal, or the slate, outside of the good coal. And they would work there until they would get old enough to actually go into the mines. Another nice thing about this area is it's air conditioned. There's not many air conditioned spots in Knoebels to really kind of go into and just spend time. So this is one of the nice few areas that they have where you can come in, get some air conditioning, and enjoy everything that Knoebels truly has to offer. Oh, I like this. Postcards from the past. Oh, I like that a lot. Afternoon. As you can see, it gives you all the different mascots that they have. They do have cottages that you can rent on property and off property. There is also a camping area that is attached to the park. I'll see if I can show you that here a little bit later. Oh, look at the bear show. I wish they had that still going. But it gives you an insight into all the different rides they used to have and the history of the park. Oh, they should be opening this soon. That was placed in 2001. And they're going to open it 25 years later. So that'll be 2026. We only got a few more years to go. All the different rides that they had and that they added. One thing about Knoebels is they have a really, really bad luck in the sense of they built themselves around a stream that will flood periodically. So as you're walking around the park, I'll see if I can find some. There are signs showing you how high the floodwater got from year to year. Bye-bye, Mr. Dinosaur. And now we exit back out into a small gift shop. As you see here, this stuff is made out of coal. It's really cool how they can make artwork out of anything, isn't it? Absolutely love it. Hi, Pappy. And if you feel like being a miner after you leave the store, you can do it here at this gem mining spot. You gotta buy your bags for the gem mining inside the store. Knoebels also has quite a few carnival games set up, and they're quite reasonable. Most of them are between $2 and $5, and there's some that are even as cheap enough as 50 cents. And just like the tickets that they sell to go on the rides, if you win tickets at this race, which is only $1, you can keep them and continue building how many tickets you have and get better prizes. And again, the tickets don't ever expire. As I said earlier, so here's the creek that I was talking about that goes through the park. Not only does it go through the park, but it feeds the pool. And it also floods. As you can see, here's some of the high water lines that we've had over the past year. 2004, 2011. Here's another one over here for 2006. Here's a high water mark for 1996. These floods generally have a negative impact on the park, but usually they're able to get everything up and running within only a few days. One of the really cool things that has happened over the years in Knoebels is they have discovered bridge. And over the years, everybody has been writing their names on them, as you can tell through here. So instead of Knoebels going through and replacing all the woodwork and taking away all the messages that people have left them, they just add new boards year by year. Across this bridge is the Knoebels Campground. They have everything from primitive to full hookup sites. You can camp from a tent all the way up to a full motorhome. Over here by the first aid station, they have some signage that states that the mask needs to be worn over the nose and mouth. And they have a few puppy dogs showing you how to wear it correctly. I like that a lot. Some of the little nuanced things that I absolutely love about Knoebels is their signage. This is a wooden sign that is mocked up to look just like the ride that they have that it is sending you to. This is awesome. It looks amazing, doesn't it? And they have these signs everywhere. Sometimes they're painted to look like what they need them to. Sometimes they're carved out of wood. Just like the wooden sign of the ride that I just showed you, this one is made to look like a drink that they're selling inside the peanut shop. Get yourself some peanuts here at the Stony Gable Peanut Shop. $4 for a pound, $2.50 for a half pound. What are we getting, Mommy?
I'm actually going for that green turtle.
I want it. I want the green turtle.
I think it's Katie's turn, so she hasn't gotten anything in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Back.
Nope. You might be able to get this Wonder Woman.
Do we really want Wonder Woman?
Oh.
I'll try selling it, Jane.
Oh, so close. Favorite things to eat in the park are potato pancakes. They have a nice big stand here right as you walk in, and that's this beauty right here. Now, they're not like your Pennsylvania Dutch potato pancakes that are made with mashed potatoes. These are more made with a ground potato, and they are fried nice and hard. They're perfect with a little bit of salt, pepper, and ketchup if you like that kind of thing. One thing about Knoebels is it is a dog-friendly park. You can bring your animal as long as they are leashed and well behaved, and they do have dog waste bag stations all around the park. So just in case an accident happens, you can get it cleaned up nice and quick. All right, so we're playing the dog pound game, and this one is only $2 a piece. Let's see if I can win with one hand.
Ooh, I'm going for that cute gray one.
Here we go! Grab your hammers and get ready. At the sound of the bell, hit the button to feed the dog. First person to fill the dog wins.
Who won? Mommy won!
Player number 3.
Great job, Mommy!
There's a winner and ready. Congratulations, player number 3.
The gray one? All right.
Great, here you guys go.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day. Stay dry.
Thanks.
I am not.
Absolutely love the Cookie Nook on the way out. They have their own coffees, pastries. But one of the most important stands over here on your way out is the Dole Whip stand. This is on the side of the building that's shaped like a giant piece of bread. They do have Dole Whip, and the flavors they have right now is lime, pineapple, orange, and pineapple orange twist. But you can get Dole Whip here at Knoebels. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed spending time with us out and about at one of our favorite amusement parks, Knoebels, here in Ellisburg, Pennsylvania. All right, everybody, say goodbye. Thank you, Mr. Clown, for waving. Not you, Jacob. Jacob, what do you say? Oh, he gave up. What do you say?
Eat a taco.
Eat a taco and make today your best day. Bye.